with the trainer of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Grover. Look at that ring. What year is that?
2009.
Laker championship ring he has, not bad. He's showing me how to shoot better. Check out his book, Relentless.
He lives, eats, and breathes basketball, following his favorite stars in the NBA and college. He's totally into it. And his dream is to play for UNC like his hero,
What do you
Michael
think is the
Jordan.
=1 thing you see
Michael has everything
recreational
going for him.
basketball players
Height,
doing wrong?
Speed,
Not
quickness,
stretching?
got
They
a
never cross
great
half court.
shot that he's practiced for
They're out of
unbelievable
shape.
hours since he started
How many guys
specializing
have you seen in a
basketball 2 years
pickup
ago.
game where 10 people
In
are actually on the
pickup
same
games,
side of the
Michael
court?
is amazing,
Right.
And nobody can
So just
guard him.
conditioning
He makes
stuff.
just
Yeah,
about
I mean, people, it's just like
everything
anything
out
else. They
there.
want to play
He really has
offense,
an
no one
open
wants
shot.
to play defense.
But during
They won't
games,
hustle back on
however, it can
defense
go
yet when they
two
get the
ways
ball.
for
They're
Michael.
sprinting.
One,
Now, look, I'm
and
open.
he makes his first 2 shots, or most of them, and he continues
What about
to tear up
conditioning?
his
Do you have a
opponents,
favorite?
and he
A
plays
lot of people just
like he
condition
does
to
in
get
pickup
tired
games.
and they think that they're
This
doing
is why he
something.
made the
But
team.
the recovery in
Or 2.
between
He misses
your
one or
running
two
and
of his
how you're
first
doing
shots.
it has a lot to do
And
with
then it
how
seems like
quickly
he
and how
turns into a
good,
different
how
player.
well you're going to get in shape.
So,
He's timid, and he passes
you
off
know,
when he has the
developing
open
like
shot.
squats on
His
uneven
parents remarked that they
bonzo
can
balls or
see his
whatever.
body
Was that kind of
language
stuff
that
you were
is
pioneering way back?
completely
Wait, oh yeah,
In the 80s, right?
Yeah,
Fans notice
if you watch
how
people playing
when he
basketball,
slaps
it's not in
the
one
side of his
plane.
head
You know, they
whenever
may
he comes
jump
to the
off
bench after
from
making
a
a
certain
mistake.
spot, land somewhere else. They're always
Game
hitting the
over for
floor.
Michael in that scenario.
They're getting pushed.
And when asked by
So
his
it's just
coach or
like,
his
okay,
dad what
if you
happens
only
to him
have
in
them
scenario
work
number
on a
2
grounded
above,
surface,
he says he loses confidence in
then
his
you're really
shooting.
not working all the aspects.
confidence
When
in
you get
shooting is
rebound, when
everything
you
to
jump,
a
you may
basketball
get
player.
pushed, so you want to be able to catch
What's
your
the
balance,
solution for
have
all
the
the Michaels
ability
out
for your
there?
ligaments and tendons to
How
be
does a
trained and
basketball player get
developed
confident
so
in
they
their
can take
shooting
forces
after missing
uneven
a few
planes.
in a row, huh? Well, the great players say to just keep on shooting until it comes back. Just keep on shooting. Easier said than done, right?
So what's the main
Well, here's
trick for
what to
somebody
do. Number
increasing
one,
their vertical?
People
start
either
a
think that it's
confidence
only the
journal.
legs, but you got to
Write
involve
out
the
a
whole
list
body.
in
You
your
think of it like an
confidence
accordion.
journal,
An accordion is
all the
connected.
reasons
When you
why
take
you
a
can be
spring,
confident.
the farther you can pull
Who
it
has
apart,
laughed
and when
such
you let
things
go
as,
of it, the quicker it
"Because
snaps
I have
together.
skills."
People forget that the muscles
Write down a
they
letter to
contract in
yourself
different
about
ways.
your
Not only
proven
do
skills.
they shorten, but
List
they
it out
lengthen
because I've been
also. So you have to
confident
be able
before.
to have a
List the
program
game
designed
when
that
you
teaches
were
your muscles
confident.
to snap,
List
shorten,
it
and
out
lengthen
because
with a lot of
people
force,
have
but also
told
do
me
it with
I'm
a lot of
good,
speed.
or that I
So
do
you have
have
to
a
work
good
different
shot, or
types of
any other such
contractions when
praise
you're
from
working out.
outside
People have a
sources like
tendency to
coaches
only
and
work
teammates.
the
List
shortening
what
of the
they
muscle. They
have
don't have a
said to
tendency
or
to work the
about you.
lengthening of the muscle.
What's an example
Write
of a
down any
lengthening
stats
exercise?
that prove
A
you're
lengthening
good.
exercise in, we
In your
talk about
journal,
this in the
start
book,
tracking
in
your
the jump attack. If you were to
performances,
sit
like
down
some
and just,
practice
you were to
games where
hold
you
a
played
lunge
like you know you
position.
can.
So if you
For
were to go
example,
down,
today, I
okay,
shot
so
12
if you would,
for
right,
14
and you were
with
just to
28
hold,
points.
just to hold that
Whatever the
position for
numbers are.
anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes.
Number two, once a day, take
Okay.
5 minutes
So just
before you
holding-
go to
Yeah,
bed
now
and
you- now
read
you would
your
Time lapse,
confidence
30
journal.
minutes later.
Practice
Have you been able to
bringing
find
up
you can
those
pretty much increase
confident
anybody's
feelings
vertical?
all
Oh, yeah.
over
And there's
again in
room
your
for
body.
improvement for anybody.
Relive
And
those
how many
past
people do you
times
know
when
in
you really were
sports
confident
actually
and making
improve when they're
everything.
30? Kobe's
Then
not going to tone down
get
his
in
stuff
bed.
for anybody.
Right.
Close
So
your eyes
flexibility stuff.
and imagine yourself having just
Most
Now,
people-
flexibility
two or three
in
shots
your
a row.
in your
And you
in your
know that's
sport,
gonna
what
happen.
happens is a lot of people think
And then
if you're
focus on those
overly
feelings that you
flexible,
just
you'll be better
generated,
at your
right?
particular sport. You
And
have
as
to
you
be
fall
flexible
asleep,
in the
repeat
range of
yourself
motion
this
for
phrase
your
that you'll
sport.
bring with you
So
to
like
the
being
actual game.
able to do
Confidence
the
is
splits
mine
is not
now.
going to decrease your chances of
You
getting
can come up with a
injured.
different
'Cause you
phrase
never
about
do the
confidence
split
if you
motion.
like.
You need to be
That's
flexible and be
fine.
able to
And
control
then
that
what you wanna do
range
is
of
imagine
motion
yourself
in whatever
playing with
sport
that
you do.
confidence
It goes
with
both
the
ways. The
knowledge
one
that
thing
you
Larry did
just
not
missed
do,
2
and
or
he
3 in a
got
row,
this a
and
little later
coming
in
back
his
to make
career.
everything
Larry
after
did
that.
old school basketball where his
This is
thing
what I
was,
call
I run
pre-living
and I play
success.
basketball to get into
You have
shape.
to do
Yes.
this.
He had never
You have
really,
to do this
He didn't
regularly
lift.
he
and
didn't
often.
lift and do all that other stuff.
Don't
Because,
expect
back
that
then
you're
you
gonna
thought
solve
about
your lack
basketball and
of
lifting. Oh, everyone, if you
confidence in
lift,
the game
makes
It'll
your
mess
muscle
your shot
dominant,
up,
throws your
yeah.
shot off, and so forth.
So do you think that messed him up? I mean, he
It
did not
in
have.
the long term, it did because when his back went out,
Nobody
when
does
that
what I'm
happens,
teaching
it's
here.
too late. You
Coaches
just
will
can't
just tell you
recover
to
from it, and that's
visualize
what we
your
try to
shots
teach all
going
of
in
you.
and
The only
see
way,
yourself winning the
if you have a
championship and other
proper
such
program, program. You're not going to
visualization
do
techniques.
a,
None
if you're
of
a
which will
basketball
help you
player,
when
you
your
can
confidence
do
has left you because you missed a
MMA
couple shots.
as
Right.
part of your
You have to
program.
get
But that can't be your
Your main,
that can't be your main thing. If you're trying to be
And train
a
your
cleaner
body
or a
and your
top
mind
MMA
to
person,
do
you're not
what
going to
you
do a
want
basketball
at
routine.
the time
You can
you
come in
want
and
it
shoot
to do it
around and
during
maybe
the
mess
game.
around a little bit just to break up the monotony.
And
Yeah.
But it can't be
practice
thing. And a lot of people get
before
they
game
start
time.
to replace
Often, everywhere,
instead
every
of
night,
add on. Like you'll see
every
people,
day.
whatever the latest
Very
craze
few
is, they'll say,
players,
okay, this is what I'm going to
especially younger
do.
ones, will actually follow
You got a
through and
beautiful
do that.
house here. Okay?
They'll
But the
continue
bottom
to fall
line
apart
is,
after
if the
a few minutes,
foundation
and
Right.
they'll
is
think
not
that
built
all they have to do
correctly,
is practice
Yeah.
it doesn't
shooting
matter what you
more,
have
and
inside.
their
And
coaches
what
give them
everybody
such
wants to
simple
do now
advice
is
you have to
they want to go
believe
to
in
sexy.
yourself.
Right.
And what I always
And
tell them is that
nothing will
sexy
change.
can't cook.
Why? Because it's a subconscious
So what do I need to do better
belief,
on
and
my
things don't go away
shot?
so easily.
Just think about this.
Don't be
When you
one of
shoot,
those who don't take
okay,
this advice.
you want to
Work
try to
on
put
this as
these
much
two
as you do
fingers
your
and your
free
thumb
throws.
and elbow
this
in the
advantage.
basket. If you make a shot and the
Having
ball comes
confidence in
back
your
to
shot
you,
is what
that's a perfect
allows
shot.
your
If you
body
can hit
to
it in the back of the
follow
rim, you don't have
through
to
with
chase the
the
ball
skills
as much.
you
It comes back to you.
When you're that good, then you determine
Because you have
how you
confidence in
swish.
practice and pickup games, don't you? Getting confidence in your shooting will pay off far more than tweaking the mechanics of your game. Alternatively to all this, you can get the Mental Toughness Academy or work with me in person to get rid of those beliefs
shot's
and,
gotten so much
and the
better,
dropping
see?
off
It's
of
from you.
confidence in the whole first
I guess I
place.
couldn't hire you
Let's
away
do
from
this.
Jordan.
I'm Craig Sigel, your mental toughness trainer.